Chris Webber denying any sort of vision, the line of sight for Kevin Garnett.
And as they bring the ball up the floor, already a quick foul call on Trenton Hassel. That'll be his first. Phil Flip Saunders looking up at the scoreboard. Has done quite a job here in Minnesota, but of course it was always talked about. They never made it out of the first round of the playoffs, 7 straight years, but they were always the underdog, even last year when they had the better seed. They made it out of the first round, beating Denver in 5 games, but they're in a battle here in this conference semis as Bibby calls a timeout. Do you want
that's
do you
a
want to
waste
call
of timeout.
It's going to be a 20. So now they're going to call a full timeout. So a full timeout, yes, it gets you a possession, but it loses you a timeout that you may need later on in the game. So they'll talk it over again. Still opening minute of the third. So Vlade Divac with his second field goal.
Penetration and dish. The defense on Bibby has been superb for Flip Saunders. They're alternating Sprewell, Hassel, and Derek Martin on him because of the foul trouble for Sam Cassell.
Garnett draws the foul and one.
Now that's an MVP play. First time you touch it, give a little pump and get right to the hoop for the three-point play.
Garnett been very aggressive against what was an aggressive defense against him.
But the adjustment that he made at halftime, and this is what great players tend to lull themselves into. They're so good that they think that they can beat the defense before it even gets to them. So they just wait, and then they finally just try to beat too many guys. Kevin Garnett that time, he said, "Hey, I'm going immediately on the reception."
Garnett has been to the line 52 times already. Took that 53 times here in this series. So he's getting to the line as the lead back up to 11. Stojakovic, that's a 2. Peja Stojakovic, who has said he's rushing his shot a bit, has not been consistent recently.
He doesn't get as many shots, and you would expect that with Chris Webber back.
Sprewell.
Sacramento needs to push right now. Get back in this game immediately. They're just down 9.
Putting Sprewell on Bibby has really helped out. Bibby has been quiet offensively.
He hasn't been able to get what he wants every time. Nice drive by Webber and a little trip to the line himself.
So Webber will shoot a couple. Grimaces a bit as he comes up. Rick Adamant telling us before the game, Bill, that for Chris Webber right now, of course, coming back from the knee surgery, missed the first 58 games of the year. His mobility is still not completely there. Some games are obviously better than others. You see the slight limp.
But Chris Webber is no longer a young man. He's been in this league a long time. This is a young man's game, as we're seeing teams like San Antonio and Detroit and Indiana play some of the best basketball the entire year.
He's 31. This is his 11th year in the NBA. And for players, as you get to certain, you have to make adjustments in your game and realize, okay, I don't have that athleticism, the dominance I once used to have, and you make the adjustments. Garnett hasn't had to make that adjustment yet.
No. This is his 9th year for KG, and he just seems to be getting stronger by the minute.
Of course, Garnett, 28 years old this month.
And Garnett has never suffered a serious injury in the course of his career, as Webber has. Nice screen by Irvin Johnson.
A wide open shot for Cassell. Johnson tried to save it, but he goes out of bounds. Sam Cassell, who had 40 points in game 1, just 2 of 5 so far tonight.
But what did he tell us this morning? He said, "I'd gladly trade those 40 for the victory, which we were unable to get." And they seem on their way in the early going in the third.
Sacramento, despite being badly outshot, right there in the game, only down by 8. Webber blocked by Garnett from behind, and it's still going to be Sacramento ball with 5 on the 24.
When Chris Webber drives like that, Vlade's got to get out of his way, give him some space.
Hassel all over Stojakovic, and Garnett the rebound. Sprewell attacks the basket and gets the roll. 9 points for Sprewell.
Sprewell, a 19-point career playoff scorer in this league. Nice kick-ahead pass by Cassell.
Sacramento just not ready for that quick break off the make. Almost a fast break opportunity. And Garnett now with 19. Crowd has been a little anxious tonight.
Well, they know they have to win this game.
And Christie able to put it in. Sacramento shooting the ball much better here in the third quarter.
If the Timberwolves lose this game tonight, they'll become the 15th team in NBA history to ever lose the first 2 games of a 7-game series at home.
Hassel, nice backdoor, and Garnett with a pretty pass. Third assist for Garnett.
That's where he's at his best. The free throw line, turning with the inside pivot, looking for cutters. If it's not there, execute his own play, and then the whole team's in perfect balance. That's an offensive foul on Christie.
Well, he throws up the air ball. Cassell battled him well.
Sam's grimacing when he's running as well. Nice pass.
Hassel can't finish, and Divac throws it ahead. Stojakovic all by himself. Sprewell went for the steal, wound up prone at half court.
Yeah, the referee should just stop the game right here and wipe up that spot. It's very, very dangerous to be sprinting up and down this court with a huge slick on it.
Stojakovic with the steal. Christie. Blocked by Garnett. His 4th block of the game. Good help defense. And what looked like was going to be an easy 2 for Sacramento. Weber draws the foul. Irvin Johnson not happy with the call, but we'll pick it up. And Weber will shoot a couple as we go back to Jim Gray.
Mike, I talked to Chris Weber before the game, and he told me he is able to get that first step, going to the basket, his quickness, he feels his back. He said he still is disappointed that he doesn't have the lift. He can't take off and get to the basket. He says that's what's causing him so much of the problems. He says he wishes he was the Chris Weber of old, and he's just hopeful the passage of time, the more he's out there, the more he plays, that he'll be able to get it, but he recognizes that he's having significant trouble with it. Mike?
You know, despite the fact that he's not 100%, he's still putting up good numbers. He's already had a triple-double in the playoffs thus far.
Like, time waits for no one, and now the fact that they're going to be playing every other day is going to work against Chris Weber. The 3 days off really helped him after having a strong game in game 1.
Time waits for no one. That'd be a good title for a song, Bill, don't you think? Poked away by Weber. Good defensive play. 3-on-2 now for Sacramento. Christie.
Weber again.
Weber making plays, and Stojakovic knocks it down. It's a 4-point game. 6 straight points by the Kings. They trail by as many as 14. And now Flip Saunders wants timeout.
This is what the MVP is all about. This is where Kevin Garnett has to reestablish order, momentum, and control for the Timberwolves.
Meanwhile, Chris Weber, again, he's not 100%, but he's got 11 points, 6 rebounds, and just made a big steal.
But his defense, 4 block shots already. Mike Bibby, who had 33 points in game 1, very quiet. The defensive focus and concentration of Minnesota Timberwolves has been awesome.
And Sprewell guarding Mike Bibby. Flip Saunders made the adjustment from game 1, started Sprewell on him, and it's really paid off as Garnett is called for a travel.
One of the reasons you can get away with that against Sacramento is that Doug Christie is not looking to be offensive-minded a lot. They had a 2 guard who was a guy who was jacking up tons of shots and looking to post up and get to the boards. No opponent would ever try that.
Like if Bobby Jackson was playing, he'd be looking for a shot more. As Bibby able to knock that down, just his 2nd field goal. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-point game. Sacramento, during the course of the regular season, 13 times they won games that they had trailed by double digits. Cassell rattles that one in. Sacramento Kings are a very experienced team, and they're a good road team. This year, 21-20. They've won 20-plus road games the last 4 years. As Weber banks it in, and they've played in a lot of big road playoff games the last several years, so they have poise on the road.
And Mike, they're the 2nd-best home team in the NBA after Dallas. They are in prime position right now.
Divac's called for a reach-in. 2nd foul on Divac. So Divac picks up number 2, second team foul.
What did Adelman say? All we want is a chance to be there at the end. But moments ago, it was Mike Bibby coming off the double screen. First, off the ball screen, and then the handoff screen by Chris Webber. Beautifully executed.
Sprewell does not get the roll, and a small foul on Divac for pushing off Sprewell.
And Vlade cannot believe it.
3 fouls on Divac, third team foul.
Vlade, who had apparently retired during the Dallas series, not any sort of matchup that would allow him to even be on the court, but right now he's playing a key role. I'm not sure how that's a foul on Vlade.
He did push off with the right arm.
He's protecting himself from getting slapped and poked in the face.
I think retired, by the way, was a little harsh, Bill. Irvin Johnson calling for the ball. Cassell has been quiet. Sprewell. And Garnett lost the rebound to Stojakovic. Stojakovic playing very aggressively.
One of the real problems for Minnesota. Oh, over the top. That could have been a violation of already in the cylinder.
Either way, Webber couldn't get it to go down.
Christie's doing a fine job defensively here. And they're just packing it in Sacramento, daring the Timberwolves to throw some up from outside.
Kick ball, so they'll reset the shot clock to 14.
One of the real liabilities, though, for Minnesota, Miami has this same problem, is that they put guys on the court who don't want to handle the ball in the offensive end. And so it makes it real easy for the defense, in this case Sacramento, to just back off that guy. You're playing 4 against 5. How are you going to win in that scenario?
Cassell kicks it out. A lot of contact. Garnett holds it down. The officials tonight, and again, Eddie F. Rush, Sean Corbin, and Mike Callahan, they've let them play. It's been a pretty physical game.
But you don't have players, Mike, who are going to try to take advantage of the rules or the refs.
And they'll keep it the same way. Bibby off the mark, but it's Sacramento ball with a new 24. Question for you. Larry Bird Celtics or Bill Russell's? Which team was best? Log on to NBA.com and cast your votes in the first round matchup of the all-time finals challenge only on NBA.com. Some of your former teammates, Bill.
Jerry Sichting on the left, won title with the Celtics in '86. Kevin McHale, second greatest low post player I ever played against after Kareem.
Sichting, by the way, an assistant coach under Flip Saunders. And of course, Kevin McHale, the boss. So, Larry's or Bill's? What's your vote?
Well, I think it's going to be tough for Russell. I mean, he's 69 years old now.
Sprewell kicks it out to Hassel. And Webber, good boxing out. Oh, no, they say last touch by Garnett. Webber let it go because he thought Garnett touched it last. Makes his case to Mike Callahan.
The long jumper. Chris Webber touches it initially and then lets it go. I mean, that's a good call by Duke Callahan right on top of it. Can't believe that Chris Webber's going to argue that play. They're just backing off, saying, go ahead, jack something up from behind the arc.
Sprewell, good hard drive from Latrell Sprewell. He's got 11 points. Nice turnaround in game 2 for Sprewell. Only had 5 in game 1.
Oh, what a play by Webber.
And the finish and the foul.
Olowokandi was just tricked out of his shoes. And he had no idea where this play was coming from. And this is what happens when you don't grow up playing and loving the game of basketball or competition.
Webber starting to put up some pretty big numbers. He's got 9 points here in this third quarter. 15 for the game.
You know who was great at plays like that was Pete Maravich. Remember when Pete would come at you on the break and fake the behind the back pass and then come right back and tease you with the finger roll?
I think this is the first time anyone's ever compared Chris Webber to Pete Maravich.
No. Really?
1 point game. And that goes over the backboard.
Faking a pass to set up your own offensive move. You got a dribble handoff fake. I don't even think he had to fake.
And there he is, Pistol Chris with the move. Just over 3.5 minutes remaining in the third. The Sacramento Kings slowly clawing their way back into this.
With the confidence of Mike Bibby.
And a loose ball foul is going to go against Sacramento.
Doug Christie comes right over to Sean Corbett and says, don't let him do that anymore. Christie acknowledging the fact that he shoved back, but apparently Christie feeling that he was the victim of the initial contact.
Instead, he picks up his first foul. Fred Hoiberg back in the game. As Bill mentioned earlier, Hoiberg with the big first half, 11 points.
They're double teaming Sam Cassell, forcing him to give it up.
Cassell, a contested shot. He's mad. He thought he got hit.
And he has to be very careful. He has a technical already.
Right, and a second one is automatic ejection. Deflected out. Still Kings ball. Both teams playing some tough defense here in the third.
But Sacramento doing a better job of trapping and double teaming point guards coming off pick and rolls than the Timberwolves are.
Miller.
Whoa, now that is a rebound. Anytime you can force the miss and then get the rebound too, you're talking about Akeem Olajuwon level.
Sam Cassell, when asked, was he fouled by Bibby, when asked by Jim Gray earlier today, who's the best player he ever played with? He still says Olajuwon, but Garnett is right there behind him and catching up. Of course, they played together. Cassell first couple of years with the Houston Rockets, where he won a couple of titles. His first 3 years with the Rockets, he got 2 rings.
They asked Robert Horry the same question earlier this week. Of course, Horry played with Akeem, Shaq, and now Tim Duncan. Robert Horry's answer was Akeem Olajuwon.
They're 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Again, not getting there all that much, but the Kings not shooting as many free throws as they did. So with just under 3 minutes remaining, third quarter, game 2 of this Western Conference semifinal. Along with Bill Walton and Jim Gray, Mike Breen on hand. Sacramento trying to win 2 in a row. They were down by 14 early, but have battled back, cut it to 1 at one point here in the third. Next 2 games are going to be in Sacramento. Game 3 Monday night.
Game 4 Wednesday.
Peeler back in. Weber's had a big third quarter. Garnett with his 8th rebound.
Oliver Candy, his spacing is just so poor coming up the court. I don't know if he knows how to play basketball at this level.
Well, you've seen him a lot more than most when you did all those Clipper games.
Which surprised the heck out of me that Kevin McHale even went to get him on the team.
Garnett kept that alive. Oliver Candy. Sprewell dribbled it off his foot, but he got hit.
Oh, Brad Miller's hot.
And they're in the penalty, so Sprewell will shoot as Stojakovic picks up his second.
Very calm demeanor by Rick Adelman tonight. I like it.
You know, he's been sitting quite a bit.
I like that too. He's not going to let his players use any excuses tonight and start blaming other people.
All-time winningest coach in the Kings franchise.
Recently passed the legendary Les Harrison.
Always felt a very underrated coach. Of course, he took those Portland teams to the NBA Finals. Also coached as a head coach Golden State. This is his 14th year as a head coach in the NBA. 6th year with Sacramento. As a player as well, Rick Adelman.
Played for the San Diego Rockets with Pat Riley, Rudy Tomjanovich, Elvin Hayes, and Calvin Murphy.
The father of 6, so he's a busy man. 68-63, a 5-point Minnesota lead. Sprewell, 13 points here tonight. Nice turnaround game for Sprewell. Stojakovic looking to post him up. Oliver Candy helped that, although I thought it was the rim that blocked the shot.
Nice kick ahead by Martin.
Garnett draws the foul. And Sprewell goes crashing into the first row. And Garnett, after the nice pass, with an assist to Sprewell, getting him up.
Wild atmosphere here at the Target Center. I think the ball was poked away from behind by the defender. And then Sprewell, who loves to go left and finish strong on the break, all Brad Miller can do is foul. Kevin Garnett winning the MVP this year, Bob Pettit was the first MVP of the NBA. 10 years after they started the league, they decided to award a most valuable player trophy.
Well, Garnett certainly deserving. First player in 29 years. As Sprewell hurt his hand perhaps on the fall. As you talk about Garnett, first player in 29 years to lead the league in total points and total rebounds. Bob McAdoo was the last one. Wilted it 5 times. But that goes without saying.
How about total cash? The value of his contracts accumulated $231 million.
And a foul away from the ball. Sprewell called for a hold.
Kevin Garnett, he will not even let him throw up the ball after that. And Chris Webber goes out there and dunks one in. And the fans boo.
Second foul on Sprewell.
Oh, this is too sweet. So he's at 60 now, Peja is, right? 60 straight?
Yep, now he is.
On the dead ball here, the shot thrown up there by Brad Miller, Garnett is not going to let it go in.
So the whistle's already been blown.
But then Christie throws one up, and Garnett sent that one back. And then Webber went over and grabbed the ball, went up and threw one down.
Now, Stojakovic hits the free throws. They only have 14 fouls up for Minnesota. I don't know why he went to the line. Didn't appear he was in the act of shooting, unless they just have it wrong up on the scorer's table.
Garnett having to step so far out to receive that ball.
Coming up on the final minute of the third quarter.
Nice!
Christie with a beautiful pass. And Webber now with 12 points here in the third quarter, 18 for the game.
And the way Christie's playing, a bunch of kids around the world are going to be going out trying to develop plantar fasciitis.
Shot clock winding down. Derek Martin puts it in, a three-pointer. Martin able to knock it down.
2 for 1 time if Sacramento wants it. Rick Adelman is letting the guys find their way, a veteran team.
Stojakovic answers back with his own three. And Peja Stojakovic, 22 points. He's come alive and has been struggling with his shot.
The quickest and prettiest release in the game now that Ray Allen is slumped a little bit out in Seattle. Oh, that's got to be an offensive foul. Brad Miller doing a nice job.
So Miller draws the charge on Garnett. Garnett's first foul.
In transition, Doug Christie not really looking to do a lot with the ball. Then he comes behind his back. Doesn't even see Chris Webber. Don't know how he ever found him.
Shot clock turned off. Miller against Oliver Candy. Tough shot blocked by Oliver Candy. Garnett's got time to get one off. That'll count if it goes. Oh, on target, just short.
And that block shot shows you why they drafted Michael Olowokandi overall #1 in the NBA.
Olowokandi's actually
Make the extra pass, but don't force a pass. Mike?
all right, Jim. And we said this earlier. You can just the crowd is very anxious. They can sense that this is a dangerous game once again. And that one off the mark as Miller clears the board.
Minnesota has never won a 7-game series where they didn't win the first game.
Miller. And again, it's a one-point game. Brad Miller, 5 of 8 from the field. He's got 10 points off the bench.
And they're the ones who are playing with poise and confidence. The shrinkage, the reluctance, the hesitation of Minnesota coming to the fore.
Garnett. Tough shot. And Stojakovic with a rebound.
Miller's out in transition. Somebody was grabbing him. Surprised referees didn't call that.
Meanwhile, Peja Stojakovic playing a terrific all-around game, Bill.
And doing it against one of the league's premier defenders, but he just keeps going. Great screen by Vlade.
But Stojakovic can't hit, and Garnett with his 9th rebound.
That was the easiest shot Page has had in a long time.
Now, he hasn't shot well, 7 of 18, but he has 22 points.
Let's call the old hook shot for the UCLA legend, Derek Martin.
not everyone at UCLA was a legend. We need to clarify that. Although he was a fine player as a Bruin.
Was the point guard on the #1 ranked team in America.
Keeler for three. Both teams missing some open shots. As Martin brings it up, Sam Cassell can't wait for a whistle because he's waiting to come in the game. Garnett, you see again Divac leaning over to help. Feet inside. A lot of contact as Martin went down.
Who's running with Bibby?
Bibby, it won't go. And Garnett able to track it down.
Sacramento looks to be in a little bit better physical condition at this point of the game.
Hassel can't hit. Stojakovic hard drive and Hoiberg with the foul. Stojakovic tried to throw it up toward the basket but too late. So they'll take it out of bounds as Hoiberg picks up his second. And Sam Cassell comes back in tomorrow night on TNT. Game 3, Pistons and Nets from New Jersey. Detroit won the first 2 at home. And Monday on TNT, Indiana with a 2-0 lead goes into Miami to play the Heat. That's an 8 Eastern start. And then game 3 of this series from Arco Arena in Sacramento. But will it be 1-1 or will Sacramento be up 2-0? We'll find out in the next 9 minutes and 32 seconds. Fourth quarter here at the Target Center in Minneapolis. The Timberwolves down 0-1 of
the first couple from Minnesota, Jesse Ventura with the beard. And his wife Terry on his left. Jesse just got back from a professorship at Harvard where he was teaching government and politics. Hence the beard.
Thank you. Keeler misfires that one. You had a beard like that years ago.
Well, every college professional has to have a beard. Come on.
Cassell, tough shot. Garnett getting a rare breather right now. And Sacramento climbed back from 14 down to pull within 1. They've had a number of opportunities to take the lead. And Hoiberg with the foul before the shot. Third on Hoiberg, second team foul.
And this is where Sacramento is so good because Vlade and Miller, who can both shoot and handle the ball from that high post area, that's allowing Stojakovic, Anthony Peeler, and Bibby to get to the hoop and work along that baseline. Nice pass.
Beautiful back screen from Bibby, and Stojakovic wide open. And the Sacramento Kings have their first lead since the opening minutes. They've climbed back from 14 down as Peeler called for the foul. That's his second, team's first.
Most importantly, they put the sense of doubt and fear in the minds, hearts, and souls of the Timberwolves and their fans. Great back screen by Bibby, and Stojakovic just never stops moving.
24 points for Peja Stojakovic.
Second leading scorer in the NBA this year in the regular season after Tracy McGrady.
Oliver Candy. And Miller tips it away. Right now, Minnesota has Oliver Candy, Gary Trent, and Hoiberg out there on the floor.
You have to come back with Kevin Garnett right away.
Bibby puts it in. And this is the largest lead of the game for Sacramento.
Where's the offense going to come from with this lineup other than Sprewell and Cassell?
Well, that's what Trent does best, but he hasn't played a lot of minutes, so perhaps not in rhythm.
Nice attack.
Bibby can't get it to fall, and Trent the rebound. Minnesota 0 for 8, Bill, from the field here in the fourth.
Bibby just looked right at that referee. That's a traveling violation right there on Sam Cassell.
Trent. And they still don't have a point. We played over 4 minutes here in this fourth quarter. Minnesota 0 for 9 and without a single point.
And if you're Sacramento, don't let the clock stop. That'll allow Kevin Garnett to re-enter the game.
Bibby puts it in.
They need a timeout badly just to get KG into the lineup.
8 straight points by the Sacramento Kings. And Minnesota still scoreless here in the fourth quarter. And what was a 14-point deficit is now a 5-point Sacramento lead.
Bibby coming off that screen. This guy is looking to make the big shots, and they are going down. Battling through a tough first half offensively. Right now, it's all Sacramento. Mike Bibby and Chris Webber.
He in a funk right now.
But they don't have anybody who can stay with Mike Bibby. who in his last 2 games, 36 points in the clincher against Dallas, 33 points in the opening game of this series. Hassel now comes in, Hoiberg to the bench.
And with that, Sprewell goes back on Bibby. Sprewell has done a superb job on Bibby, who only has 4 field goals, but he has 7 assists.
Look at that cut.
Nice feed. And plenty of contact. Bibby says, come on, ref, to Eddie Rush. But it's still going to be King's ball with 4 on the shot clock. Weber's going to come back in quickly.
Sacramento's done a good job of not whining much tonight. An occasional look at the referee. This is a team that's on a mission. People have been ignoring them all year long as the focus on the Lakers now shifting to the Spurs and Pistons.
4 left on the 24. Miller, good fake. Can't hit the 3. And Hassel comes up with the ball.
But again, all he can do is dribble to the sideline. The spacing so poor and the transition defense perfect for Sacramento.
The double team on Garnett. Bibby hit Cassell. And Cassell knocks it down. Minnesota's upset and they have a right that time. Bibby whacked Cassell as he went by him. Now they still got the 2 points. And that's the first points for Minnesota in 6.5 minutes. They had missed 11 straight from the field. Miller taken down. I don't see a flagrant call. A hard foul from Gary Trent. Rick Adelman upset.
I think this has to be a flagrant.
Didn't see it.
Well, but they grabbed him by his torso, and the momentum, his legs just went out from underneath him. That's not a basketball play, that's a tackle.
Yeah, see, I think that defines unnecessary contact, which is a flagrant. That could have easily been called a flagrant foul. And that would have been huge because it would have been 2 shots and the ball. Instead, Miller will just shoot 2 on just a regular personal foul from Trent.
One of the great things about this Sacramento team is how close they are off the court. Brad Miller lives right next door to Peja Stojakovic. Doug Christie lives right around the corner from the 2 of them. Mike Bibby lives a couple doors down from where the Malouche live in Sacramento.
And a lane violation on Miller. The free throw shooter has to wait until the ball hits the rim before he crosses the free throw line. Everybody along the lane can go in on the release of the ball from the free throw shooter. But the shooter has to wait until it hit the rim, and it looked like he rushed in.
Zone defense, Weber just standing back doing nothing. They can't attack with Urban Johnson though.
Hassel tries to attack, but comes away empty. Stojakovic running the floor. Stojakovic in transition. And Cassell hopping mad. He's got to be careful. He has a technical already, and Stojakovic will shoot 2.
He knows he has that one, and with no room for error. Drawing the timeout here. Cassell will work the referee, Sean Corbin.
Sean Corbin listening. It's not going to help Cassell's case as he picks up his 4th foul.
A couple of moments ago, it was a grab of the jersey by Mike Bibby. Uncalled. Sam Cassell didn't like it.
And Minnesota struggling right now. Down straight free throws.
He doesn't appear to be nervous up there.
He's had a terrific game. 25 points, but he's also made a number of strong defensive plays. Has 5 rebounds as well.
I like the quick hands that he's utilized down low tonight, because the big guys, Miller, Weber, Vlade, stand up over the top, and the little guys come in, and I say little, Page is 6'10", but he comes in and flips that ball away time and time again.
Sacramento's outscored Minnesota 11-2 here in the 4th. Cassell won't go, and Miller cradles the rebound, his 10th board.
I don't see much of an offense. That's a foul right there.
Yeah, Weber hammered.
How many fast break opportunities? I mean, if you jack up a perimeter shot, as Minnesota is doing, and then the other team is getting fast breaks, that is not good basketball for the home team.
So Weber will shoot a couple. Free throw disparity, certainly not what it was in game 1 when it was 35-12. Weber now with 19 points. These two have played in a lot of playoff games together. Bibby and Christie, and of course Weber as well. Their playoff experience coming through here in the 4th quarter, Bill.
Experience that has not ever resulted in the ultimate prize. And you can see the hunger right now. You can see the poise. And you can also witness Chris Webber outplaying Kevin Garnett.
13-2 is the score here in the fourth quarter. There's still plenty of time remaining, but Minnesota really struggling right now.
Nice double team. Miller.
Hassel won't go but a foul. And Hassel will shoot a couple as Webber will pick up his third.
But the way that Rick Adelman has designed a game plan defensively to take the ball out of Kevin Garnett's hands. Now, Christie, who is as sharp as they come, he realizes that Garnett's now in a passing situation, so then he just jumps back and gets in those passing lanes.
Free throws are going to be huge. Again, Minnesota's already in the penalty, so Sacramento's going to have to hit a lot of free throws down the stretch to win this one. 6-point game. Sports Center coming up next, but we've got plenty to go here in Minneapolis.
Sacramento could not get casual or overconfident right here. Continue the attack.
Stojakovic and Irvin Johnson with his 10th rebound. Garnett, quick move, draws the foul, and Garnett will shoot a couple.
Now that's an MVP move right there. Just wave everybody out of the way. Adelman can't believe they're sending him to the line, and it looked as if Brad Miller got the worst of this. Turnaround jumper. I mean, that's arguably an offensive foul right there.
Well, Miller picks up his second. Garnett to the line for the 9th and 10th time tonight.
Ooh.
And again, free throws so important.
I think confidence is the biggest problem right now for Minnesota.
Garnett during the regular season, 79% from the line.
And this is what the MVP has to do, is breathe life and hope into everybody else out there who may not believe themselves.
A key for Sacramento, they only have 7 turnovers, only 1 in the second half. 1 turnover the entire second half on the road.
This guy Mike Bibby certainly believes.
Christie hits the three. Doug Christie from downtown. And the lead balloons back up to 8. Christie playing with that bad foot. He's got 13 points.
And has played literally the entire game.
Cassell, not even close. That's stereo here? 2-on-1 the other way. And Christie makes the hard drive. It's a 10-point game, and Flip Saunders needs a timeout.
This is a clinic. This is on the verge of a blowout.
And the Minnesota Timberwolves very tense here in the fourth quarter. Or Sacramento playing with such poise. Not remaining. 15 points for Sprewell.
Well, Minnesota's going to have to improve on every aspect of the game, including stop fouling.
Garnett, it knocked off Bibby. 5th block of the game for Kevin Garnett.
How about coming right back to Sprewell? They ignored him when he was hot in the first half, and it cost them dearly. They're coming with this weave rotation here.
Garnett, again, a quick move. Comes up short. And Stojakovic the rebound. Webber played him well.
The skilled big men. Webber, Miller, Vlade, Stojakovic, all with hands, all with a mind. How are you going to beat these guys? Nice passing.
Irvin Johnson controls it. A good transition defense from Sacramento. And there's a foul. Miller with the foul. And they're going to say it's in the act of shooting. It's only the 14th foul, but Garnett will still shoot 2. Miller picks up his 3rd.
Obviously, the Timberwolves, realizing the sense of desperation that they're in, have come out of the timeout that Flip Saunders called and have attacked immediately, not wasting any time whatsoever.
Garnett knocks that one down. Kevin Garnett was upset with himself after the game 1 6 of 21 performance. He's played well, 25 points, 10 boards, and 6 blocks. Hits those Reminder, get an all-access look at the NBA playoffs. Tune in NBA TV playoff show Destination Finals every weeknight.
But Kevin Garnett has not been able to create separation between Chris Webber and himself.
Stojakovic can't hit.
And it's Webber again.
But he can't knock it off Garnett. Cassell trying to get it to Garnett. Boy, lots of contact. That's a three. It's good. Seven straight points. And they're within three. Garnett leaning all over Webber.
If you're Sacramento, stay with your game. Passing, moving without the ball.
Sprewell again, his defense on Bibby. Bibby just 4 of 16. Cassell. 1-point game.
Now comes down to a point guard head-to-head matchup.
Cassell, 7 of his 16 here in the fourth. Bibby has been guarded by Sprewell a good part of the night, and Sprewell has been terrific on him. Webber picks up his dribble. Christie, tough shot, won't go. Minnesota with a chance to regain the lead. And Garnett tried to save it. Bodies falling all over, including the referee, Sean Corbin.
Kevin reached out to try to grab himself and break his fall from Sean Corbin.
I didn't see a call on whose ball it was.
That's got to either be a foul or Sacramento ball.
Either a foul on Miller or it should be Sacramento ball. You're right, Bill. Sean Corbin, again, knocked down, checking with Mike Callahan.
We're not going to have another referee get hurt, are we?
Well, ironically, Sean Corbin was the official we had last Sunday in New Orleans when Joe Crawford went down. Corbin and Blaine Reichelt had to officiate most of the game by themselves. The NBA Referees Association has been trying to get an alternate ref on the side for all playoff games. They called the foul on Miller, so Garnett will go to the free throw line. 4 fouls on Miller.
Momentum has shifted here.
Miller, as you can see, does not agree with the call. And again, sometimes all the sweat, all the hard work comes down to whether or not you hit your free throws. Tie game. Sports Center coming up next. Will the highlights be of a thrilling Minnesota comeback win or another road victory for Sacramento?
About overtime and the fact that these two teams play 4 straight overtime games dating back to last season and into the first part of this with an NBA record. Sacramento has to continue the attack. They seem to have come to a grinding halt, Mike.
An 11-0 run for Minnesota. Stojakovic trying to find space. Shot clock at 4. Bibby almost banked in the 3, but Cassell comes away. Sprewell again, all over Bibby. What a defensive performance from Sprewell.
Flip Saunders calls the turn it over play. Run the weave and then get a side isolation for Garnett.
Hoiberg! And Webber the rebound. A minute remaining. Minnesota by 1.
Shot clock favors Sacramento.
Both teams in the penalty.
Adelman saying attack. Everybody's waiting for the referees. That's got to be a foul.
And they finally call a foul. Sam Cassell had his arms around Christie. Cassell will pick up his 5th, and Christie will go to the free throw line. He's 4 for 4 tonight. And Christie in the playoffs, a terrific free throw shooter at 86%. During the regular season, same number, 86%.
How ironic that it all comes down to Doug Christie, who we opened the show with, and his uncertainty, the status of his foot.
A huge miss. What a turnaround. Sacramento came out and dominated the fourth quarter early on. They led by as many as 10 with under 4 minutes to go. But Minnesota has stormed back. Missed them both. And Garnett comes away with his 11th rebound.
Stunning turn of events here with the missed free throws by one of the league's best clutch free throw shooters.
They don't have to foul, obviously.
What they got to do is get a rebound here. They don't want to foul.
Cassell. 3-point lead. Timeout, Sacramento. Straight points for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Sam Cassell having a huge fourth quarter, 13 points in the period, and the Hall of Famer loves it.
The isolation play, forcing Flip Saunders saying, come set a screen here. Wishing he could play himself. The execution.
That's a tough shot. Sam Cassell, 9 of his 18 points here in the fourth. Again, not afraid to take the big shot.
If you're Sacramento, attack the hoop right away. Don't go for three here. Just get your layup.
If you're Minnesota, Bill, do you foul? Do you not let them take a three-pointer?
No. You want that clock to keep running.
Weber goes for the quick two, and he draws the foul. And Weber will shoot two with 17.6 remaining.
And that's a good foul. Chris Weber, not a great free throw shooter by any stretch of the imagination.
He has struggled in the playoffs, just 58%, but he's 6 of 7 tonight. Weber's had a strong game.
He's played a skilled game. He's played a mental game. He played an emotional game. No longer has the physical edge over any of his major rivals.
Weber has never been a terrific free throw shooter.
Whoa, that's 3 straight free throws they've missed. They need to learn how to get the ball into Peja Stojakovic's hands in this situation. Sprewell urging the crowd on to make ever more noise.
They've missed 4 free throws in the fourth quarter. They're 5 of 9.
You got to foul right away now, Sacramento. Go for a quick steal. Keep it out of Sam Cassell's hands.
But Cassell able to get it, and Cassell will go to line to shoot 2 with 15.8 remaining, and Minnesota leading by 2. Cassell has missed free throws tonight. He's 1 of 4, but he is normally clutch at crunch time.
They've got to get Irvin Johnson out of the game. They bring in Trenton Hassel to defend the three-point shot.
Now Cassell, as they're fixing the clock, reads 15.8 right now. Cassell is 86% from the line for his career. This season, he hit 71 consecutive free throws. You see the terrific playoff number, but that's before he shot 1 of 4 tonight. Plus, it's always a little different when there's now 17.1 remaining and you're clean.